No, I'm faint. I washed my hair and I blow dried it. It is a plain miracle around here. And I got a car wash so my window doesn't look so disgusting. How about it, right? How about it? Today, as we head into, if you're watching this in real time, then we're in October 2024. If you are watching this at some later date, this still applies, but specifically as we head into holiday, one of the systems, and we kind of talked about this, or I don't know if you've seen it yet. I don't know if you've seen the video yet where I talk about systems and generosity in the salon and like where you have lines for those sort of things. But when it comes to end of the year gifting, I look at that a little bit differently. I look at that, it's a different conversation. I look at it through the same lens, but it is a different conversation because we're talking about client gifts and we're talking about gifts to your staff. And I think it can get really, gifting is one of those like Emily Post kind of etiquette things that can get a little wonky. The baby's in the backseat and poor guy has hiccups. Can you hear that? I don't know. I'm sorry, bud. But when you think about like as a salon owner gifting to your staff, like if you're the boss and you're gifting to your staff, there are certain things that are like standard in corporate, right? Where you can do like a set, maybe like 1 week's pay or these sort of things. But I mean, I've worked with salons where that is in the budget, but I've definitely worked with a lot of salons where that's not in the budget. And we're not giant corporations. It just really depends. So you can do things based on performance. You can, the only thing that I suggest, like, and because you need to do what feels good for you, is good for you and feels good to you. That's what I was trying to say. But the only thing that really matters is that you have a system around it so that it's predictable and that you can plan in advance for it. So last year at holiday, I gave all of my staff, I gave them a custom Stanley Cup, which is not this one, but I maybe have had it in some videos. They're white, they say ooh la la, they're cute, right? This year, I'm not doing that. This year, I didn't get my act together fast enough because I had the baby and just time and life. And so I didn't, right? And that's okay. But I am going to, something that I did do, which was good and intentional, is that I ordered extra everything bags, which is what our holiday promo is going to be. And then because we have the launch of our extension brand this fall, right? Like that will happen probably November, December. Their holiday gift will be a full extension kit that is branded in our like ooh la la foundation extensions, right? So they're gonna get tools, they're gonna get that sort of stuff, and that's like the gift, right? Then I also, as a standard, like there's usually a something that I give, but it's not like a crazy expensive thing, because if you think about it, a gift is a gift. It is not expected. Like I really truly look at gifts as a want to, not a have to. I also like give like a little, so I give like a gift, like a thing, but I also give like a chocolate and a Starbucks gift card to everybody that works for me, regardless of their position. So they get like my favorite Trader Joe chocolate that they do like a holiday wrap thing in it, and then a Starbucks card and a handwritten note. That is my like baseline standard, and the gift part is different. And if my staff is watching this, I guess you just blew it because now you know what you're getting for Christmas. I was trying to do custom capes for us, from all of my renters, my staff, like everybody. The gift doesn't change across the board, but if you are my employee, then you also get a monetary gift that is dependent upon how well we do for the year. So that is standardized for me, not an expectation, but if you are my employee, you will get a little bit of cold hard cash money that is just truly a gift, right? And it's not a bonus, it's not any of that, it's just like an actual gift. Sometimes I've done Visa gift cards, which is a smarter thing to do because then you can write the whole dang thing off, just depending on how you do things, right? But that's kind of the standard I have for me, and that's what works. In the other video, we were talking about like gifting and giving outside of your four walls. But this is like your people, right? And a lot of people want to give big bonuses. They want to do these things, but unless you're profitability is there, and unless your finances of the business can support that, that can get really expensive very quickly. The other thing that I do is we usually have at least one big salon outing every year that kind of is just like a salon gift, right? We don't have a holiday party. Occasionally I will say, okay, let's like do like a holiday happy hour, and I'll kind of like throw it together maybe in like November. And that's fun, right? Like not everybody can come. It's like totally open. If you want to come, you can. We usually host it at the golf course that we're members at. And it is a fun thing. And depending on who comes, like maybe it's happy hour, maybe it's dinner, like just depends. I have a budget and everybody knows that. And so it's like, hey, like if you can bring your spouse, you cannot, like whatever you want, here's the budget, like join us. And whatever. And that's like very open-ended. But then we also do like one fun thing a year. Like one year we got like it wasn't a box, but it was like a private area. It wasn't fully private either. I got a little hoodwinked on that. But we went to a Padres game, and we had like it was like a key. It was kind of a box, but it was a big box that other people were in. So I don't know what you call that. Like a private area. And it had, and we went to the Padres, so a baseball game down in Petco Park. It was so much fun. So much fun. I loved that. And everybody could bring their spouse, and that was a big spend. But we had a really great year, and I just really wanted to do that. Most often I do like staff and employees only, so like no spouses, because I just like, who's got time for that? And when you include people's spouses, like it just gets awkward, right? Like it changes the dynamic, and like we don't necessarily need that. Just, I think you remember, oh no, I didn't tell you the story, but I told you the story, but I didn't give you the backstory about the person that said they were, this is in a previous video, somewhere in like maybe 1 to 10 of this 100 days. But I talked about that we went to the racetrack, that I took everybody in a party bus to the opening day at the horse races. And the big scuffle, the big kerfuffle of the day was because someone's husband got mouthy with somebody else, and then they had to defend their husband, of course, and she said, and it was one of those things. And so that's why I'm like, yeah, you know what? I love you and your spouse, but I don't need him in my business. Okay. So that's where I learned that hard lesson. But so in general, like there are times where of course it's appropriate, but in most often my rule of thumb is no spouses. Like I have salon owners that do very different things that I coach in their business, and that's fine for them. For me, it worked. Like I just don't. It only takes one time to get burnt, and you're just like, I'm not gonna touch that fire again. So we do things, of course, but they're like more low key, like not long, like the happy hour kind of deal. But the big lunches, the big brunches, the big outing type things, those usually happen just girls, and we do them usually like in January, February, or March at the beginning of the year. Padre game we did in the summer because like hello baseball season, but that's kind of the standard there. And then on the other side of that, we have client gifting, and whatever, like again, a gift is an actual gift. So I always personally behind the chair with my clients always gift like my top 10 clients, you know, the clients that spend the most with me. Like if you look, I gotta share another system with you that I haven't yet about the tiers of your personal clients behind the chair, and you can do this for the whole salon too. Another video. Stay tuned, it's coming. But I always give my like top 10 clients like something special. Some years I give it at Thanksgiving time. Like I had these really beautiful logs that had like succulents on them, and it's usually like a gift. It's not like like I don't know, like it has like a something, right, that like makes sense. And some years I don't do it. Not like a gift type thing, but those clients I also write handwritten notes. I write handwritten notes for all of my clients, but when I had a clientele that was 300 and 400 people deep, I did not. I printed them out, but I did mail them, and especially if I didn't see them during the holiday. But my kind of standard is that I have custom cookies that are like really cute and say ooh la la and thank you, and they're branded, and like that's just what I do, and they're holiday looking ish, and I do that the month of December. So all of my clients that come in get that, and a handwritten note. And then the other thing that the salon does that I really like when you have a personal clientele as well, it just depends on how you can do it and how many people. We do sample season at a different time of the year because the holidays get so muddled, and I think it's really about the intention of the gift with the client. But I will like give any like little gifts or little samples if that feels great at the moment, but it doesn't always like pan out that great for us. But if you do, make sure, I guess this is like one of my ultimate pet peeves, make sure that it is something you freaking sell. Don't buy something that you don't sell and give it to your clients. Like, just really don't do that. That is so silly. And people do it every freaking year. And why is this Amazon guy blocking all the parking spots at preschool? That's not gonna fly, bro. So, you know, just really make sure that it is something that you sell, right? It needs to be something you sell. So when it comes to clients, there's a lot of different ways to do it, but even just thinking about hospitality, like what would a handwritten note do? What would like a $20 off in January do for them as a holiday gift? I did that a lot of years when January wasn't that busy for us behind the chair and in the salon. And now January is one of our busiest months because clients love to come in January. They get a different service. You can do an add-on that way. I don't know, for us, January is just busy now, but when I was building and when the salon was building, I gave $20 gift cards in December that they had to use in January as like a thank you. Like $20 is not that big a deal to give a client that spends how much with you. Oh gosh, and now he's gonna go deliver somewhere else. That's not gonna fly for Miss Teresa. So like you get to choose, but just make sure that if you are, oh my gosh, he's crossing the street. Really? Just make sure that whatever you give to clients either perpetuates your business forward, so it's like moving the needle, planting seeds, doing something good for you in your business, or it's just heartfelt and just like a nice thank you in the spirit of the season, and the thank you, like it's just a true gift. Like that's all you're doing. You're not trying to just like give them junk. Like don't give them junk. Nobody wants junk. You don't want junk. I don't want junk. Nobody needs another freaking water bottle. Hilarious that that's what I gave my staff last year. They did want a Stanley Cup with our logo, okay? And frankly, I did it because I was sick of looking at all the colors on everyone's station. And I was like, wouldn't it be nice if we all just had like our white walls and our white cabinets with our little agate pulls and all of this, and then you had this beautiful white water bottle that was on your station. That was my true intention. It's also fine if you have an ulterior motive in your gift giving as a salon owner. Make sure, but it comes with the intention that it's a gift, right? Like that's what I'm saying with clients, with staff, etc. But have a system and a standard so that it's expected. And then if someone gives you a gift, which probably is not as common because it's a little bit awkward, like to give gift up sometimes depending on how people do that, and it can be like a thing. And so I just recommend that you're really, really gracious and let people know that that's 100% not necessary and that you appreciate it. Sometimes my staff, like they do like group things, and as much as I love it and I love them, I'm like, you don't have to do that. Like my love language is words of affirmation. So like just tell me how much you love working here, and that's the best gift of all. You know, don't blow smoke, but you know, like that kind of stuff. Like you can share that, like, so that next year it's not that way. And if you are like, no, I freaking want gifts and I deserve them, then you do you. And that is a-okay.